Today we're going to talk about the interesting events that have transpired over the last week at Mar-a-Lago in Palm Beach. Former President Donald Trump's home, part-time home, one of his homes. And so, are we ready to do the screen? So I can show the picture of this Oreo cookie monster?
Yeah, there we go. That's what we need right there.
That would not be a proud moment for me at all, I must admit.
Are we good?
Yeah.
So this Oreo cookie monster is I guess he's the magistrate judge, which is kind of like a part-time judge, I think, who I think even Trump might have actually appointed this guy, 2018. So, and what is this guy's name again?
Bruce Reinhardt.
Bruce Reinhardt. So at one point he was, I guess, working with some of Epstein's clients, his corporate clients or something like that. He was doing legal work for Epstein's employees. So he's all part of the little Washington D.C. clique, and so he signed off on the order that I guess Merrick Garland says that he approved to raid Mar-a-Lago. And so this is the this is the judge that signed off on it, because people on the right are pretty upset because they're looking at it going, this is like over paperwork. You sent the FBI to the former president's home, which this kind of thing has never ever happened in the whole history of the United States. There's never been the FBI going and raiding a former president's residence. I think they took 15 boxes, 11 boxes of stuff, and so they're saying the reasoning is that I guess the National Archives was saying, hey, he hasn't returned some things, but it's pretty common for presidents to, I think even Obama's got, I heard something like 33 million documents or something like that they still have, even though he's been out of office for, 6-7 years at this point. And so the precedent is everybody's always taken documents. And so for whatever reason, the thing we got to keep in mind is Merrick Garland was in line to be a Supreme Court justice, and Mitch McConnell, Cocaine Mitch, held that up. And then when Trump got elected, he's like, yeah, we're not going with Merrick Garland. So it almost seems like it's kind of like a blood feud between different, elite, the Washington insiders and Trump, because they don't like Trump. And so, I don't know, I just look at this dude. This is the guy that signed off and said, sure, yeah, it's never been done in the whole 200-plus year history of the United States of America. But, yeah, it's a good idea to say, yeah, FBI, go ahead and raid the last president's home for some documents that he hasn't returned to the National Archives. That's kind of like when you look at what happened with some of the other people that work for him that have gotten raided by the FBI in like the middle of the night and stuff, and you go, wow, that's. But then there's other people on the other side that do things, and they're allowed to just go in on their own time, and it's not a big deal. And so I look at this guy and I go, is this somebody that you would trust with your money? Would you trust him if he was your banker? Does he look like a honest dude? Maybe you can show some of the other pictures of this guy.
Let's talk about this for a minute here, because I like this picture here. We're looking at that Oreo family-size double stuff. Now, I'm going to kind of sympathize with
Which is a great cookie. It's delicious. I got no complaints about it.
And personally, I mean, when you're looking at it, I wouldn't mind if it was just stuff. No double stuff, but just stuff without the Oreo cookie. You'd want to dig in that, right? But it's something you think about. You don't actually do it, unless you really are kind of weak and don't have that much self-control. You're all in. Give me the double stuff. Family-size meat. Family-size meat.
Yeah, you're supposed to be sharing it with your family, and it looks like he's only going to consume it himself, along with the early times.
Not just early times, but is that like a...
Well, no, I think he's actually going to consume it in front of his children with his family there, but they can only watch upon and like,
I think he has grown children at this point.
But I'm thinking that's like one of those, like, not just like that's like a 1.5, 1.75. How big are those? 1.75 liters. That's a big bottle of early times. Big bottle of booze. Big Oreo package there going on. He's all in. It's all about him.
Yeah, he's definitely not missing a lot of meals.
So there's that going on. But let's talk.
This could be pre-dinner for him, or I mean, the light is
This
out.
is a Scooby snack.
The light is out. This could be a snack. This could be pre-dinner snack, because people have pre-dinner, like before dinner.
This is a 2:35 p.m. on a Thursday afternoon kind of snack.
There you go.
At
And he-
2:35 p.m.
And he finished the entire thing.
We're not exercising self-control here. He's out of control. Now, when it comes to documents, because this is about documents being, and it was a raid. It was a raid.
It's never happened before. A president's never been, especially for, you would think, because you hear all the January 6th stuff, that they'd be going after him for that. And so there's speculation by people on the right that the raid wasn't really about these document issues from the National Archives. They were hoping there was something there that would tie him to January 6th so they could say, aha! And then they could charge him, because even as Liz Cheney and some of the other people have said on the January
Right.
6th committee, they've said the whole thing, their whole goal is to make it so Donald Trump can never run to be president again.
Right.
So you look at this and you go, man, it just kind of, and even people on the left are like, this just kind of seems kind of flimsy. Like they're looking to make up something to charge him with, because I guess if you get charged with a felony, then you can't run for office. And so they're trying to, it's like they're trying to find some kind of dirt on
Okay,
him
so
to keep
smoke
him
and
from
mirrors, we're
running
gonna-
for
We're going to
office
say it's
again.
about this, but we hope we find something so that we can.
Well, we know the FISA warrants, many of them, it's already well known that were used during the Russiagate things, were all based on, you had FBI agents falsifying the evidence that they were submitting to the FISA court, which is a felony. And that's a pretty serious thing to mislead the FISA court. And these guys should have gone to jail, but, nothing. Oh, shucks, It's not a big deal because, they're all in the same club.
Well, here's reality. Okay, early 90s, pretty much anything that came in on paper went through a scanner, got digitized, there's a copy of it. So whatever they're looking for that might be at his house is certainly on an optical disc, a digital format of some kind. This is a long time ago that we had the technology. It's always been used, and probably everyone listening to this probably has a scanner in their own home that when they get documents that seem important, it runs, it gets digitized, and then maybe they work with the paper for a period of time knowing they have a backup digital. Whatever they're looking for, it's not only in his home. There's a backup, there's a scan of
I
it
think he's a
somewhere.
backup on his email server.
I disagree. I think that's the last place you will ever find it. Everything's going to be on a USB.
No, the backup's on his email server. I think he's
Well,
allowed emails.
supposedly,
It's going to be on a USB or a hard drive or something like that, and you won't find it because it's not in his possession.
Well, the FBI supposedly had somebody that was there that knew where the boxes were, and so the speculation that I've been seeing, latest speculation, is that it was part of a Secret Service detail that knew where these boxes of documents were.
Mm-hmm.
But I also heard early on that the documents were actually sent from the National Archives to Trump. So the National Archives actually sent it to them. The other things that I read, and I don't know if this is confirmed yet, but supposedly when the FBI showed up, they're like, shut off all the cameras, the security cameras. And they said no. The employees said no.
I want to back up that because you were talking about the fact that it being on Trump property, that it was
That was the
unsecured,
picture,
right?
by the way.
It aren't former presidents'
her
properties
tweet.
secured by
Show
the
the original
Secret Service?
Sorry, I was.
Yeah, go to the
zoned
tweet.
out.
Well, we're talking about the possibility of documents being at Trump's property being unsecured. Aren't
Right here,
all
click that.
former presidents under the protection of the Secret Service and their properties?
Yes,
There
I
you go.
believe so.
There you go.
So the Secret Service is already protecting that property. And what you're saying is possibly the reason is because it's like unsecured at that property that is being overseen by the Secret Service.
Yeah,
Doesn't make sense.
yeah. No, I agree with you. It doesn't.
So this was Hillary Clinton tweeted this out. Because she's just basically kind of, giving the finger to Trump and saying, hey, haha, I got away with it. And so, Chunky,
I like how she picked like an old. That's got to be an
That's-
older picture of herself.
That's got to
Yeah.
be 2
Yeah.
decades old.
Yeah, it
in the
is.
90s.
And it's still not even a good picture. That's
can tell.
that's the bad part. I mean, there's not too much here. I think it's just that I actually did find exclusive video of the
She was at
FBI.
the fundraise 'cause she's selling hats, but her emails.
Yeah.
But being
Yeah.
true to the flow, you're talking about the possibility that cameras were running inside of that raid.
Yep.
All right. And is there any of that footage available to us yet?
I don't
Because
think so.
another thing
That's why I pulled that up because I knew
read-
there was no footage actually
Another
out.
thing
Yeah.
I read, but it's not confirmed, was that inappropriate things were done in the raid because stuff you hear about was that the FBI
No.
agents were going to Melania's closets, Trump's closets, going through their clothing, putting their hands in the pockets. And then you think about these FBI, probably male agents, going in Melania's closet, her personal closet.
You know,
And then you're thinking they're probably, what does it look like FBI agents going through Melania's drawer? Then you imagine they're
I was gonna
picking
say
her
her
underwear
drawer.
up and smelling it and doing fucking weird shit, and it's all on video.
they are.
I don't know if it happened or
they are
not, but that's
guys,
kind of why you start thinking that's kind of weird. If they're after these documents, they're in these boxes and they know where they are. Why are they going through Melania's underwear drawer?
They are guys, and at one point in their life, we've all done it. They were doing, that kind of sound and stuff. And no doubt, if they got to the underwear drawer and let's face it, they're guys, right? Something happened in there that they hope is not on video. No doubt.
I think the Bloodhounds actually got a scent hit, so they legally were required to check. You know how they do the Bloodhounds to like search things? I think
yeah?
it got a scent hit in her panty drawer.
For what?
So the FBI agents had to check it out and see for
That's-
themselves.
In her panty drawer for what?
I don't know. I'm not a Bloodhound. I don't have 2.5
What
million
could they be
nose
searching for
sensors.
in her panty drawer besides her panties?
Hidden documents. That's a
For
big
sure.
question.
Hidden documents
Hidden
in her
documents.
panties.
There could be a secret compartment in the panties.
It's Victoria's Secret. It's out of the
nuclear
bag.
plans.
So if you put some like document papers in there, like say you accidentally get on your period, it serves both purposes of keeping your documents safe as
I know
well as
exactly
protecting
what
you for your
pocket you're
period.
talking about. Yeah.
Yes.
No.
That's a great document hiding spot.
Well, that's where I would hide my,
Yeah,
secret.
if I was a
nuclear
chick, I'd put
documents.
all my documents there.
Maybe Melania borrowed
You'd hide
a
it with
piece
the
of
chicken
paper.
bag?
I'd put my driver's license there, my ID.
She
The
was
credit
writing
card
how
for
much
going
she
out? I
loves
don't even
her
need a wallet.
husband. She would stuff it in there and write how much she loves her husband every day, as she wasn't, partaking in.
That's just just kind of the funny things that come out after. You don't know whether did that really happen or is that BS? But just the fact that somebody's saying that they're going through Melania's underwear drawer and her wardrobe, you think about FBI agents doing that, and you go, yeah, she's pretty hot, and you're thinking these dudes are probably perverted.
I've got an image
Doing
in my
perverted
brain.
things,
I see it, and it can't be unseen.
Bag it. We need it for
Taking
evidence.
selfies,
We
taking
need-
selfies in her, with her
Well,
underwear.
no,
or
see,
whatever.
Melania might
some
have
dude's
access
probably doing that
to the
shit.
thing.
Probably were.
There probably was a secret selfie that's going to leak someday. Probably, I could
Well,
see it.
There was a dispensary that had like edibles and stuff and medical marijuana, and I think it was it was a federal agency. I'm thinking, I may be wrong, but a federal agency raided that place because under federal law it's illegal.
Probably the DEA.
And so yeah, something like that. And so they go in and they look and it's like, wow, it's a candy, chocolates, whatever. And so they eat some. They don't really know any better because they're kind of stupid. And then all of them eat a bunch of this stuff, and then
5 hours later.
and then like about an hour and a half later, this stuff hits them, and then they're calling 911. Go, we ate some of this candy, and they're really fucked up on it.
Is it a kind of ironic? Drug enforcement agency officers are the least educated on drugs.
Oh, my goodness.
Like if you're raiding an establishment, you just start eating the stuff there, and then you're like, "Whoa, what are these strange feelings I'm having?" Like,
Yeah, they shut down this poor
these are
guy's
the people making
business,
the
and then
rules
they
enforcing
eat
the
his
drugs.
product and get high, and then call 911 when they get all
Oh, my
spaced out.
goodness. Yeah.
Well, at least they're doing a safe thing.
Doing God's work.
yeah, by destroying people's lives and businesses.
So why are the Democrats so afraid of the word raid?
I hadn't heard that.
They're really talking about the fact that, well, this was not a raid. It was, it was an investigation. There was a,
Well, no. For the first like 2 hours, they love the word raid. Then like 3 hours after, when they realize that could kind of get a bad rap, then they don't like raid. So it's
well,
all in optics.
I mean, if you have a search warrant and you show up and look, we have to look through some stuff. It's like a search warrant, right?
Yeah.
And we're just searching. But when, a team of people show up with, weapons and they take over your place and you really have
Assault
no control.
weapons,
Yeah, I mean, to me, that sounds more like a
semi-automatic
raid.
pistols.
Well, in a raid, it's kind of like, we have a search warrant and they raid the place. Um, you know, here's your copy, look it over, and then, may we please come in. That's more like a, we have a search warrant, we want to search. I'm not getting the impression that a couple guys showed up with a document that said we have a search warrant.
I think there was 30 of them.
And
No, they need the
here's
they need the big
your copy.
fanfare.
Go ahead, look it over. You can all look it over and read it and understand why we're here. To me, that's like a search. But a raid, when you come in with force and quickly, and no one has time to process, and you're showing up when the owner of the home is not there.
Yeah, he was in New York. Trump was at Trump Tower, apparently.
Yeah, we want the least resistance possible. We're here to take this place over and, either find what we're looking for or demonstrate something so we can accomplish our agenda.
Yeah. Well, it's not even the thing that's kind of scary about the FBI is like, okay, they can like say we take these 15 crates, but then after that's in their possession, how do you know what's in the crates? It's so easy for them. Oh, we found this document in this crate. So you can if you want to plant stuff, it's very easy to plant stuff after you take.
agree.
If you don't plant it there on the scene, that's dumb. No, you don't do that. You just take it with you. Once it's in your custody possession, you can say, I found this here. What is someone else supposed to say? Oh, no, you didn't find that there? Like,
Well, aren't they supposed to, first, it's Trump. Don't you think he has cameras, all over his...
well, no, it's not. That's what I'm saying, though. They take the boxes
Well,
already.
supposedly
Yeah,
they
but-
were
Once
just
it's at the
taking
FBI
things
building.
and not going through it to see if it was something that
Yeah.
applied. They were taking a lot of things probably that they shouldn't have.
In a
Because they
deposition,
knew that the longer they hung out there, the badder the optics is going to look.
in a medical legal deposition, you bring medical records, for instance, and the other side has the opportunity to look through them, scan them, return them to you. Now they have a digital copy, you have a copy of their digital copy, and this is what happened. It's not we take it away and you don't know what we may have inserted in there.
Yeah.
The other thing that's interesting too is, what was your real purpose of being there, and what did you do on this property while you were there? Did you drop bugs? Are you there to listen in so maybe you can get some, something that you can use against them in a upcoming election? What's the real agenda behind this? And it was
Yeah.
a raid. I'm going to call it a raid. It was definitely a raid.
Did you close that article?
No.
The Daily Wire one?
I just searched
Yeah, I
up.
definitely want to go through that.
Yeah. Well, I was just kind of getting another point, like just kind of looking at the integrity of the FBI. It's kind of the same
record.
agency. Yeah, the record. Looking at the
They got a
Carfax per se.
checkered past the Carfax. The FBI Carfax. Let's take a closer look.
Back in the early 90s, I represented a product that would scan documents 100 this is early 90s, okay? We're, 30 years later. But they could scan records 100, 120 per minute, front and back. Scan them, digitize them, put them on a disk that was permanent record keeping, archived. I mean, it was solid.
Yep, I remember those days.
30 years ago. If they could do 120 documents a minute back then, what can they do now? And why do they need to take things away?